Hello, everyone. How are you? This is Dawn Marie. I am on early today. So, we're going to give some time for people to jump on in. When you get online, please go ahead and give a chat and just put your information in. Make sure to say hello because we want to know who's listening today, who's on today, who's watching today. For those that are coming in, we want to say hello. Hope that you are having a great week. I mean, we are what 11 days into the new year. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's going, I don't know if you guys think it's going fast, but I think it's going pretty fast already. There's so much happening, and we're just trying to just jump in and make sure that we're headed toward our goals and doing what we want to do for 2022, what we've been talking about since the end of 2021. So I hope everybody's having a great day. But we're going to go ahead and get started. I am on early today. There are going to be some changes, ladies and gentlemen, to when I'm on. So just kind of stay close to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube to know when I'm going to be on. It'll always be in the morning, pretty much around the same time. But I have some different changes going on, and therefore the time may slightly fluctuate. But I'm gonna try and do my best to keep it as consistent as possible. As of this time, I don't anticipate changing the day that I will air. Life is only a decision, but you never know. Life is always changing. So let's go ahead and jump in. For those of you who do not know me, I am Dawn Marie Alexander Borsico, your Uncommon Voice coaching and consulting, and the host of the Process 319 Unleashed with Dawn Marie, your faith-based podcast. And I hope everybody's having a great day. This is going to be maybe a shorter one today. Hello, thank you for joining us. But knowing that we're 11 days into the new year, we can still get stuck. I know I've addressed issues where I've felt some areas where they're just stuck, or after all the hoopla of the new year, now what do we do? Where are we going? What's next? And sometimes we've been waiting for the new year come to come in and for the old year to end to get started. And then we thought, where am I getting started? What am I doing? And one of the benefits often of working with a coach is really having someone to walk with you to decipher the minutia, what's going on. And there are so many hats that we wear today, and there's so much going on. It's not like it was before. We just woke up in the morning and went to our jobs and society was what it was. But now we have so many things being pulling us in so many different directions, and life is changing unlike we would have never thought. And so we wonder, how do I maneuver? I feel like I'm a little stuck. Where do I go? What do I do? So I wanted to give some suggestions today on some things that we can do, some tasks that we can do that you can do either by yourself or with your coach. And if you want to know more about coaching with me, PM me, put your name in the chat and tell me to reach out to you. Let me know the best time to reach you. Or like I said, you can PM me. But the one thing we want to do is reflect. When we're stuck, we want to step back and take a moment and begin to reflect. We have to reflect on where we are. We have to reflect on what was and where do we want to go. Because too often, when we're looking at why we're stuck, there's so many things that are going on. We're being pulled in so many different arenas that there's too much noise going on. We want to sit back and reflect. Reflect typically in silence. Go to the beach, grab some silent music or some, instrumental that where you can just have some time with your own thoughts. Take some time with your own thoughts so that you can really begin to tap into your emotions, tap into why you feel stuck, what's going on, and get to the root. Let's not deal with this surface stuff, but really get to the root and go, where is this coming from? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I afraid? What am I afraid of? People never want to admit that they're afraid or they're scared. And there's no reason to be ashamed of that. The issue is if you stay there, not recognizing it, it's that you stay there. And so we don't want to stay there. So we have to step out. We have to take that moment, reflect, find out what's going on inside of us. Why do we feel stuck? Where are we being pulled? Sometimes we're stuck because of other people, and we don't want to move because we're waiting for them to move, or they haven't moved, so we can't move, or we perceive that we can't move because they haven't moved, or maybe it's a money issue, maybe it's an education, or maybe there's something that we feel that's keeping us stuck. So we have to reflect, and we won't know that unless we're reflecting on everything. And if that stuckness is something that has lingered, I mean, do you find yourself stuck? Like, I'm here again. Like, what do I do? Then again, reflect, sit back, ask yourself, have that come to Jesus conversation with yourself to find out, what am I? Maybe I'm stuck because I'm just afraid. I'm stuck because I don't want to move. I'm stuck because I don't want to do this. So reflect, sit down and reflect. Now, when you're sitting down and reflecting, you want to have two things, paper and pencil. Why? Because you want to begin to write down what you're feeling, what you're sensing, what is coming up for reasons why. Like, I am afraid. Afraid of what? Afraid of not having enough, afraid of being lonely, afraid of not making it, afraid of not having enough if I step out and do my own business, afraid of not being able to pay whatever it may be. It may also be, is this the right season? What do I need? I don't want to go back to school, afraid to go back to school. You want to write down what you're feeling in those moments. You don't want to just think it, because it's when you get it out of your head and you get it on the paper, it has an entirely different look. It has an entirely, you begin to, the hand mind connection is very significant. And when you don't acknowledge that or write it down, then you miss something. Something is missing. There's something powerful about writing things down, writing down the vision, writing down the problem, writing it down. So after you reflect, or while you're reflecting, you want to make sure that you are writing things down. You want it all written down. So you can go back and go, okay, what did I notice? What did I notice that came out of me as I was reflecting? What did I notice that, oh, I didn't even think about that being a problem. I didn't think about the fact that I have people in my life that might reject me, or I didn't think about the fact that I might have to go back to school. Writing it down makes a major difference. And then once you begin to write down, you want to begin to explore. You want to explore those ideas, those feelings, those emotions, those things that came up while you were reflecting and that you wrote down. Now let's begin to explore those things. Again, explore why you fear, and then what could you put in place so that you don't fear anymore. Maybe you need to say, okay, I'm going to start this business, but I need to work at my job and save for the next 6 months. So I need to create my budget, put my budget in place. You see, writing things down is going to change things and how you do them. Writing it down and then exploring is going to break out those options that you can find out that might eliminate those areas of fear, that might eliminate those areas that cause you to not move forward. You're going to begin to explore possibilities. So not only answers to the fears or the challenges, but then what are those possible? What could I do? Well, I never thought about this. Writing down what you don't want. Many times when I'm coaching people and they go, I don't know what to do, or I don't know how, or I don't. Then let's talk about what you do know, because you do know where you don't want to go. You do know what you don't want things to look like. You do know what you don't want to feel. You do know the don'ts. We all pretty much have an idea of no, I don't want to go there. No, I don't want to do that. So then you have to do something, and you don't want to stay stuck, right? So those are the first three. So reflect, write, and explore. Explore possibilities. Explore them with people too. And that's what we're going to talk about next, discussing it. Discussing it with people you can trust, and discussing it with people that are going to always agree with you, because you need to have both sides, because sometimes people will push you into your destiny, push you into what you should do, push you into letting go of the fear, pushing you into getting it done, and discussing it. They might have other ideas. They may have other suggestions or other caveats that you might want to look at. You might go, oh, great, I'm going to do. And then somebody goes, but have you thought about this? Because they may have experience in it. And that's, again, where working with a coach comes in handy. We're going to give you those tools, and then we're going to say, okay, go look it up. But what's next? What do you do? Have you considered this? Have you considered that? You know, one of the areas that I used to work with people in was they wanted to help people when I was working with students in admissions. Oh, I want to help people. I want to be a nurse so I can help people. Okay, how you feel about blood? How you feel about working on weekends? How do you feel about working on holidays? How do you feel about doing this? How do you feel about in this environment? And it's like crickets, because they had not thought it through. They had not thought it through. Or maybe it's a money issue. Or sometimes we have to, in the reflecting stage, I'm going to go back there for a moment. Sometimes in that reflecting stage, we have to reflect on what importance does it have to me? Sometimes we want to do things, but we're like, I don't want to do that much time. I don't want to spend that money. I don't. And then sometimes you're like, no, this is what I want to do. It's for my own personal edification. It's for my own personal growth. I want to do this. I want to accomplish this goal. So I'm willing to make this investment. And making that investment, I'm willing to deal with the consequences, or not consequences, but the sacrifice, of time, the sacrifice of money, the sacrifice of not being able to do A or B. That could be starting a business. It could be going back to school and achieving a certain degree level. How important is it to you? And one thing we don't do, unless money is just the end all be all, can't you just no, nada, no, then great. But if not, always think about the possibilities. We want to focus on possibilities and not negativities. We want to keep our mind open on how we can achieve it, how we can get it done. Where are there scholarships? Where do I need to work? How do I need to do? Many jobs will offer tuition reimbursement. That's an avenue. So we need to be optimistic and think about these things. Again, when you're talking to people, new ideas come up. Talk to people who are in the industry. Reach out. Get into networking groups. Discuss it. Learn. That's in that explore phase. Because when you're shifting or you're stuck and you're looking to make that shift, you need to find out, what is it like in this environment? Do I want to be in this environment? What do I know? What don't I know? These are areas that will help you really begin to get unstuck. And sometimes we don't think about it. Sometimes we don't put the work into it to do it. Sometimes we're afraid to do it. Sometimes we think we know it all because we've been thinking about it for 20 years. Sometimes we have friends and we think, well, I know my uncle, brother, sister, cousin, they know. So I have all the information I need. But do you have all the information for you and what you need as a person? Because we don't want you to be stuck. We don't want you to have regrets. And then look at other areas where you may feel that you're stuck. You can apply this. Reflect, well, why do I feel stuck? Maybe it's in my mind. Maybe I'm stuck because I'm not taking advantage of the opportunities that are available for me right now. Maybe again, a fear is a big one, or lack of opportunity, not from that reason, but because of other areas that you have going on in your life that cause you to be. But again, reflecting, writing things down, exploring possibilities, options, support, help, all the above can help move you past that unstuck stage, and then begin to discuss. Begin to discuss these options, discuss with a coach, discuss with a mentor, find out what their opinion is, and maybe what ideas and other suggestions that they may have. So these are just 4 areas where I have found, and it's not a one and done. You may have to do it over time as you continue to explore, as you continue to do research, as you continue to find out more about yourself and reflecting about you and where you are and what you want to do in this season of your life, especially with this being the first week, full week of 2020, or second full week of 2022. It's up to you. If it's going to change, if it's going to be done, it's going to be up to you doing the work. Now, you may find other ways to do this that may work for you, but I found that these 4 task right here will at least start opening the floodgate, at least start getting you thinking, getting those wheels turning, and always look at the positive side so that you can begin. Opportunity always comes in the positive. Anybody can look at the negative. That doesn't take any energy, any strength, any brain power, willpower. Anybody can just look at the negative. But when you begin to reflect, begin to write, begin to explore all those areas, either fear, emotions, finances, tasks, goals, whatever it is, and then begin to explore them to discuss, that's going to help break open some of those barriers of you being stuck. So I hope that was able to help you today as we are in the second week of January in 2022, because we want to make this quarter, because we go month by month, quarter by quarter, so that at the end of the year, we are achieving the goals that we desire to achieve. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, doing these activities right here and getting unstuck will also help you to have a more balanced life. It'll help you in your mindset. It will help you in achieving goals and your positivity, keeping your attitude in a positive light, things to look forward to, and all as part of having a well-balanced life. So I hope you have a great and wonderful day. Again, this is your girl, Damarie Alexander Borthico, your uncommon voice coach and consultant, and the host of the Process 319 Unleashed with Damarie, your faith-based podcast. I hope to see you guys next week. Have a great day. Bye-bye.